I want to welcome everybody to Contemplative Writing with Kristina Amelong, 52 Codes for Conscious Self-Evolution. We are here in this we space to play with each other in this process of metamorphosis to realize our full, unique potential and to support each other to move closer and within this community and within our own creative processes. Let us bow to begin. Welcome, Amor. All right. We just bowed to begin. We've just started, Amor. And Amor, I guess, well, so let's just have a little check-in because since we're a slightly new group of people, and just so y'all know, Anne had a crisis with her grandchild, so she won't be coming. And what's the name of the woman who's in Budapest right now?
Sarah.
Sarah's in Budapest.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure about the other person or two. So, but we're here and it's really wonderful. So I'm Kristina Amelong. I'm in Madison, Wisconsin. And a highlight for me is that I just spent the weekend with Barbara and Mark in Portland. And we did a lot of work with Wheel of Co-Creation 2.0. And look at all the updates on it. It's just extraordinary. And I just feel so inspired to be alive and to be on this evolutionary journey. So that's me. And who would like to introduce themselves in that amount of time or less?
I'll go, Kristina.
Great.
Yeah, she shared about some of the stuff that you did in Portland, and of course the Wheel version 2 is now on the bonus section, and it was featured during the entire call with Neil Donald Walsh last night, which was really inspiring and wonderful. And it's just like, I think everyone's feeling a massive shift towards the urgency of having to do stuff and moving into the allowing it to happen divinely within each of us. It's really wonderful. It's going to be a treat for anyone who hasn't heard it just yet. So I'm in The Hague, which is a city of peace in Holland, and it's really lovely and sunny here, and I'm happy to be with you.
Yay. And say your name, your full name.
Oh, didn't I say it? It's Sue Van Esteren.
Thank you, Sue. Very happy to be with you.
I'm Allie Laceman. I'm from Madison, Wisconsin. Some energy I'm bringing into today. The last couple of days have been a little rainy around here, and today it's sunshiny and bright and beautiful, and I'm sitting right in front of a window too, so bringing all of that freshness.
Thank you, Allie. Bernadette or Amor?
Well,
name and where you live.
Okay, I'm Bernadette ten Hove. I'm living in Holland, in a northern city called Groningen. I've had a meeting with Sue and Fried and Fred and May, all Dutch H-A-U. Human Amore Universalis. And it was very nice to have this meeting live. Isn't it, Sue? We enjoyed it so much. I needed to say this because that gathering is still around me. And now I'm moving through time and space to meet all of you here by Zoom. And what else could I say? It's a very nice weather in this Holland, which is not that usual. So we are all enjoying. All the terraces in the city are full and loaded with people who enjoy. So the enjoy part must be in the center, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Bernadette. Welcome, Amor.
Hi, thank you. It's great to be here. My name is Amor Luz, and I am in the San Francisco Bay Area. And I walked up to my window just to show you that it is kind of, if it'll work for us, it's kind of wet and foggy. Hopefully the sun will be able to peek out, but that's the view that I've got from my window today. So regardless of sun or fog, it's still a beautiful day, and I'm happy to be here.
Wonderful. Welcome, Amor. It's very good to be with you. Amor and I have been together for a couple of years with Humanities Team in the Conscious Business Initiative, and we've done contemplative writing in that container. So it's really great to have Amor back. And you're also in Barbara's class. Yes, yes. All right. So one of our practices is to feel into the sound and the presence of each other in a deeper way. And so we're experimenting with toning together. So as we enter into this practice, Amor, are you able to come on with your sound and your picture, hon? Because we still want to stay together. Are you able?
Yeah, I do. I'm just going to switch to my iPad. I'm on my phone, and that's not comfortable for me. But I wanted to get on, so I'm just going to switch to my iPad. That's why I kind of transition.
Okay, great.
Right there. Okay.
So let us enter into this devotional space with each other. She's going on there and she's coming out of here. So I will begin, and feel free to be as loud as you're able and to hear into the voices of love coming through the Zoom call to each of us. Okay, here I go. One more time. Za, za, za. Very nice. Thank you. Very, very nice. Okay. So our next practice is to share a sacred item that you carry with you throughout your days. So it looks like Sue is. Are you preparing for that, Sue?
Just got my little horse.
Do you want to go ahead? Or has everyone spoken into the practice of sharing their sacred item besides Amor?
Not yet.
Do you want to go first then, Bernadette?
Yeah, but I have to be honest. I do have two.
That's fine. You can share two.
Yeah, one is this one. This is I do love gemstones and crystals very, very much, like most of us, I guess. These are tiger eyes, in Dutch tijgeroog, but they are having facets. But maybe you do not want to hear a description?
You can go ahead.
Oh, it's like this.
Beautiful.
That is beautiful.
And then the other one is the rainbow crystal.
Oh,
Thank you.
And it gives rainbows each time on another spot inside the stone. So
beautiful.
Yeah. Did you, Sue, want to say anything about your horse?
No, but I mean, I've always had a really strong bond with horses since I was 2 or earlier, and they've carried me through a lot of my life. And I don't have one anymore, but I have my little friend here, and it's a squeezy one, and it's very light, so he's very portable. So, yeah, my mate.
Made out of foam, right? And last week we were talking about the quantum foam and how we're all
Exactly.
arising out of the quantum foam.
Yeah.
All right.
Metaphorically, yes. Thank you.
Amor, do you have any item that you would like to share that sort of, the idea is a sacred item and also something you might reference during the week to bring you into this wee space, to inspire you to write, things like that?
Well, let's see. In the space that can you hear me? Yeah. In the space that I'm sitting in, which is the eastern corner of our home, I've got this crystal here that I've had for quite a while. And so it is holding space here in the home. It's here. I've had this here for quite a while. It's a working crystal. It's really a beautiful being. And this is what I'd like to share.
Thank
It's
you.
about maybe 7 or 8 inches tall.
It's quite large, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. It holds the space here in the eastern corner of our house.
That's lovely. Thank you very much. All right.
Thank
Maybe,
you.
Allie, maybe we just lift up our sacred items and show them. Oh. Oh. Ah. Okay, so now if you have a candle, now is a great time to light it if it's not already lit. And this is inviting the light at every level into this space with us, into our writing, into our hearts, into the heart of the world. Namaste. All right. So before our meditation, I'm going to read a little Rumi poem. And then we will enter into 5 minutes of silent meditation where we will mute everyone. And Allie will tone with the bowl at the beginning of the meditation and at the end of the meditation. So here's the Rumi poem to enter into this 5 minutes of meditation with. We are in love with love because love is our salvation. Our guide is the soul, and love, the water of life. Woe to him who cannot find the source, for his path is barred by his own ignorance. from the meditation. So now I'm just going to speak to the process of contemplative writing a little bit. What is contemplative writing? First and foremost, it's just pen to paper and writing whatever you feel like is coming through your mind, your body, whatever wants to be voiced. It's also a place where we generate a circle of safety to allow people to share at any level they wish, whether it's deep pain, deep joy, mystical experiences, an identification with the prompt. And as we're going to write for 20 minutes today. What time is it? I think that should be fine. Yes, we'll write for 20 minutes. And so the prompt is stop and feel your divine qualities in order to incarnate them. So does everybody have paper and pencil? All right, so I will go ahead and you can start writing whenever you want. Allie will set the time once I've stopped reading. This is code 26 in Barbara Marx Hubbard's book, 52 Codes for Conscious Self-Evolution, that we're working on. Stop and feel your divine qualities in order to incarnate them. Imagine being the universal human that you are. In other words, Homo Amore Universalis. Visualize and feel every aspect of your whole being. Every second of focus here substantiates yet one more element of the self. Beyond visioning comes substantiating. Visioning substantiates in the imaginal realm. The great description of contemplative writing as well. By holding your attention on the image of your whole being, you create it. Your physical body feels lighter and is infused with vitality and peace. So as I said, we will write for 20 minutes and then we'll have a 3-minute break and then we will read. And people can read or not read the whole thing, read parts of it, and then we'll do feedback. So Allie can go ahead and ding the bowl and set the timer. And all right.
Okay, everyone, now is where we finish up our writing and take about a 3-minute break to do that, and take any bathroom breaks and adjust and be comfortable.
All right, everyone, welcome back from your contemplative writing. Very excited to get to hear what people wrote. Just a few thoughts about the process of feedback. People ready for that? All right. So when you read, read slowly and clearly. Make sure we can see your whole face, and read slower than you think you need to read, because it allows us to take in you and your words and your experiences more fully. And before you start your reading, don't say anything. You'll notice feelings, resistance, all sorts of things inside your body, but just let yourself enter into the writing. In terms of feedback, feel free to take notes while people are reading. Lines, words, metaphors that pop out to you, things that move you inside your body, so that you can reflect those back to the people who have read. And again, if you don't want to read, that's just fine. My internet, just so you know what happened, my internet got disconnected somehow. So, but luckily, all that got missed is some of that contemplative writing time. So we'll be able to figure that out. So we are recording again. And more so you know, and we can pause the recording when anyone wants to. We are in each week we send out the class to the group of people who have signed up, which are about 15 folks, and then also Barbara. And we may or may not use these things for other purposes. So if you don't want yourself recorded while you're reading, that's something that anyone can ask for. And if you don't think of it at the time, if you don't want it in the future, you can let us know. The number one goal here is to hold this in safety and confidentiality. Okay. All right. So I think that we can unmute everyone. All right. Welcome back. And who would like to start with the reading? Amor, do you want to?
Okay. Let's see. My divine qualities exist fluidly in songs of love, variety of patterns, colors, fine edges, fine edges, boundaryless and infinite. I am an infinite, intelligent observer. As I illuminate a movement of desire, feeling how to emote the notes, I am God, Goddess, moving in motion with my expansive self. I'll appoint as my brothers and sisters, protons and neutrons and atoms and nucleus, neutrinos, aminos, and quarks. As a creative force of love, I am quirky, enjoying the most minuscule aspect of myself. As I create matter, as a matter of fact, yet there is no factual basis on how I create, because the mystery is what makes it fun to dance throughout the wheel of co-creation. Its movement is dizzying, a tizzy to embrace infinity. I feel as a homo amore universalis. I feel. Evolution of human being restores the dignity of feeling, with no judgment of such harshness in pleasure and pain. The duality spectrum, comparison and judgment, analysis and reflection, so much fun. Numerous stories and infinite variables of layers of dilemmas created for the sake of love, for the purpose of growing bigger in love, always circling back to love, loving ourself and loving, forgiving the other, known as self. I've always and ever shall be incarnate when I choose to be all divine qualities swirling in pools of energy, from one galaxy to another and being alive simultaneously. I am multidimensionally traveling along the current of Homo Amore Universalis, in colors of light, in spectrums of brilliance, dancing and moving and shape-shifting to forms and formlessness, ever being a delightful mystery, playing in words, creating new words, birthing tones from the inner planes of in-between the currents of cellular energy. Full of gibberish, yet making sense, to arouse the senses to question sense itself. I laugh, I thunder, I lightning, I being deceitfully honest and pure. I unleash the restraint created by me, all in the way of fun, having fun to be an addition, contributor to the mystery. I've always and ever will be incarnate as divine self. When have I ever not? A-U-M.
Would you like feedback, Amor?
I have to say that was fun. It just took a little while to unleash that inner muse, and it was just fun to let that one write and continue to express itself. Yes, I'd love to have some feedback, and it was just very refreshing to experience contemplative writing again.
Yahoo! Congratulations, it flowed. Whoa.
Yes, I'd love feedback. Thank you.
Yeah.
How do we give feedback then?
How do we give feedback?
Oh, sorry, I wasn't sure if we were live or muted, if we were muted.
We're not. You want to go first, Sue?
Sure, because I loved it. It was just, well, the first thing that hit me was, she's enjoying this. She's really, it's like, you were having fun with it, and it was wonderful. And I was just jotting a few things down because I loved it. But then it was going, I thought, I've got to stop writing things because I'm missing what's being said, and I would love a transcript of it. But some of the things like you put deceitfully honest, that really grabbed me. I was like, that is really courageous, because it's like it's I loved it. It's such a paradox. Unleash the restraint that I think you said I created, which is that's totally what I'm trying to do. I think we all are. And the illuminate a moment of desire. I don't know why that really struck me as well. I think because my perception of illumination is always like a really big picture thing. If it's illuminated, it's got to be something big, and you illuminated a moment. And that really struck me, because that's where I need to be, in the moment. and that's just as important. That's more important than the big picture, because that moment is leading me to the big picture, and I always want to get to the big picture without the moment. So illuminating the moment has been very profound for me. I'm going to remember that. And then you mentioned shape-shifting as well, and that really immediately made me get into the shamanistic journeying, and where's she going to go with this? And I just found it was really it's just transported me into a whole different place. So Thank you so much, Amor.
You're welcome. That was fun. Thank you.
Thank you, Sue. Who would like to go next?
I'll go next. I had a lot of fun listening to your writing, as well as listening to you have fun with your writing. You use a lot of fun illustrative verbiage, like let's see, I wrote down some awesome emote the note, dizzy tizzy. Yeah. I laugh, I thunder, I lightning. Oh my gosh, I love that. It was so, that's really the part where it's like, wow, it's all connected there. It's the sky, it's the laughter. I hear it like booming over the clouds almost, which is just beautiful. Ever being a delightful mystery. I really love that too. Thank you for celebrating this writing with us. It was really illustrative.
Thank you, Allie.
Thank you.
Bernadette, would you like to go?
I enjoyed the reading, but I do not have the words for it as feedback right now. Sorry. Is that okay?
That's just fine. One of the things that I invite you to do, whether you do it now, if there are no words, we can still express delight or love with our whole body and our face versus an apology. Do you know what I mean? So if you want to do that, you are welcome. Just wow, more. Oh. So if you choose, but you can be complete. Are you complete?
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes. Amor, I reiterate what all those things that Allie and Sue said. It was really fun to be writing with you again and hearing your writing. And you have such a density of words and experiences, and the way that you combine, right? That I laugh, I thunder, I lightning. That was one of my favorite bits too. And all the alliteration and bringing in the protons and the neutrons and the neutrinos and the quarks and all of that. And I feel as a homo amore universalis. I feel. It's such a beautiful sharing, Amor. Thank you. I'm complete. Would you like to say anything else about your writing, hon?
I just wanted to thank everyone for the feedback. I really do appreciate it. This is a lovely space to be able to share this aspect of myself. I just come to realize that, we're gods and goddesses as human beings. And we just create so instantaneously. Part of my creations is also involves pain, and it involves health issues, and it involves all these other things. But I realize that the weave of all of these different issues that I have, to also being completely, sometimes utterly devastated by depression, is just all these ways of me having fun in this incarnation. And I've done what I continue to progress forward in the way I described it as a writing today, that I see the bigger picture of what it is that I'm immersed in. So I'm thankful to have been able to share that picture. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right. Anyone want to read next? I can go. Stop and feel your divine qualities in order to incarnate them. Henyo is here from Denver. He stands at the stove cooking eggs, corn tortillas, black beans, bacon. He cracks an egg, then another, into the hot coconut oil. The eggs fall into the pan. The clear liquid instantly turns white. He flips the sizzling bacon. A wave of pain rises in my body, sticking in my stomach, not moving. I wonder how waves could possibly get stuck in a body. Aren't they meant to rise and fall, mixing into the wholeness of myself? I take note. This pain needs a bit of my attention, my love, my process of healing. Henyo uses a fork to pick out the bacon, one piece at a time, laying 2 on my empty plate, 2 on his, followed by 2 sunny side up eggs and 2 corn tortillas and smashed black beans mixed with pieces of dandelion greens. We carry our plates to the front porch, sit on the cement steps, holding our plates in our laps. A moment of gratitude for all these beings who brought this food to us, Henyo asks me. Yes, I say, closing my eyes, grabbing his hand. I feel chickens, corn growing, pigs, people. I feel the sun, rain, and more people. I feel soil, machines, and even more people. I feel grateful, connected to the miracle of these systems feeding me, feeding the world. God, please continue to help us human beings create structures to support our thriving, our honoring each unique life, our opening our future to the loving future of Homo Amore Universalis. Help us usher this in. Right out of the quantum foam of this giant mystery, out of neutrinos, out of quarks, atoms, particles, right out of single-celled life, multicellular life into us human beings. We can continue this evolutionary path. We who are aware that all life is the universe incarnate. I open my eyes. I see Henyo. I see my plate of food. I see a mosquito buzzing around my bare feet. I feel all of time. We eat our eggs, chew on our bacon, wipe our lips with our cloth napkins. Want to take turns listening to each other for a few minutes? Henyo asks me. Yes, what a great idea, I say. We finish our food, go inside, set our dishes at the sink. I'll clean up after our listening time, he says. Excellent, I say. Then I'll get ready for class. We go into the bedroom, shut the door, set the timer for 4 minutes each. I go first. Henyo holds my hand. I look deep into his brown, shiny eyes. I feel him feeling me. I feel then the grief inside. The grief crests again in my heart. I let the tears fall, holding Henyo's gaze. I sob for the entire 4 minutes. I feel missing Denise. I feel her flesh. I feel the inviting well of her dark brown eyes, the way God was always present when the two of us were together. I feel the loosening of the physical turn into something deeper in my body, a new home, a knowing that I am an incarnation of the divine quality. And I am complete, and I would love feedback.
Kristina, may I start?
Yes, please, Sue.
Well, the first thing it did was make me really hungry, especially for those black beans. And I could just, I just love I can picture everything. I mean, I can picture you there in the kitchen, very well. But your visitor, can you, I'm guessing it's a man. I could have got that wrong, and he has brown eyes. But you're obviously very close. And yeah, it was interesting that you did not describe more about him. You describe the situation that you're in. It's like how your life is unfolding, whether it's in the garden or wherever it is. The way you share that makes me feel like I'm a part of it, which is really, yeah, I've never met you, so it's kind of bizarre, but it feels really comfortable. It feels, just natural. And yeah, it was just the journey of what was going to happen was, were you going to describe eating this meal? Because there was a lot of description of preparing it and the sound of the cooking and the things that were being cooked, the bacon and the eggs and the pancakes. But then you didn't do that. You then moved into this wonderful sharing. And I really loved when you said, I feel him feeling me.
Yeah.
That was really beautiful. And then you moved into missing Denise. And I have to just share that of course made me very curious, because Denise is no longer there, and you also said that she had brown eyes, and the well of her eyes you were missing. I thought that was really profound. That really describes the depth of the missing. And I don't need to know whether this is a permanent missing, but the way it came across to me was that this is someone who's passed into the next realm, and you don't need to comment on that, but that's what came to me. So it was like you were sharing that grief together. So, and with all your stories, there's this one. You hook us in with the details, and then it's completely open at the end. And you ended it by saying that divine quality. So he threw it right back out there into the universe, which was wonderful. So, well, I can't say any more. I hope that made sense.
Thank you, Sue. That made a lot of sense and helped me with building out the writing too. Thank you. Who would like to go next? More.
I just love how you just bring us into just being right there in that room with you, in that space with you, maybe even in you. And the way you describe it, it's the detail is just lovely. It's like painting it's a real life, living, moving, breathing canvas. And then you bring in the senses, and I can experience it through your eyes and your experience, and you have a way of doing that. It's such a unique quality of, there's a personal part of me that tends to envy that. Oh, I wish I could write like that. But, of course, that's just momentary. I just appreciate being able to receive it and experience it through you. Yeah, it's yes, yeah. And then as a writer, you spark curiosity, and you just, it's like you're holding my hand and you're taking me through this. You're a shaman taking me through this journey of wonder. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it and enjoyed it. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you. Who would like to go next?
I will. I totally agree with Sue that immediately when you started reading that, I was like, ooh, bacon. Yeah, breakfast food. You definitely draw us in with the details. I really loved soon afterwards, you opened into more of your body feeling by being, you said, this pain needs my attention. And I thought that that was powerful because some people choose to ignore their pain, but I can relate to the quality of being like, okay, like I need to think about this. What do I need? What is this pain saying to me? I love how you described Henyo dishing out the bacon one piece at a time. It really felt like it slowed down that moment of preparation of like, and then you went into appreciating the meal pretty soon afterwards, which is, I feel that same amount of presence then as him one bacon strip at a time with the fork, you know, him appreciating the steps of how this meal is brought forward. It keeps pace really nicely. And a phrase that stuck out to me as well when you were describing Denise, the way God was always present when the two of us were together. I think that's a really beautiful way to describe presence in a divine quality. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Allie. Bernadette, do you want to say anything?
Yes, please. Well, I like your writings very much. The way of finding the words to express the subtle feelings, starting with observing very precisely how daily life can look like, and then making the connection to the other realms. And the way Sue gave feedback, she opened more by her honest questioning of the hidden things in the story, the almost hidden things. And I feel a quality beneath, around it, as a kind of mystic. So, indeed, there are the deep things that occur in life, and we do not know. I do not know exactly what in detail, but I get the impression, which makes a connection to the deeper levels, where always resides love. Always.
Right.
And that is coming up and present in your words, which I appreciate very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Bernadette. I really appreciate that feedback. I'll say that as someone who's writing every day and who's the director of the Outrageous Love Letters Project, your feedback is just so helpful in terms of hearing what's working and hearing my strengths. So that makes me feel really happy. I just feel my whole body is just surging with joy. That's what I want to say. Thank you. All right. Who wants to go next?
Okay, I will. When's the last time I stopped to sniff the flowers? I think to myself. Actually, it was just this morning. I usually park on a side street when I go into work, as there's a bustling street of traffic right in front. I work for Kristina Amelong from a house on a busy little street with a view of a lake in the capital in a busy little town called Madison, Wisconsin. Kristina's house stands out from all the others, not just because it serves as a hive for eager workers that come in and out all day, a side effect of managing a business from your home, but because of the beautiful garden that encompasses the front yard. Last year, we planted this garden as a hurrah for gallery night. an art walk sponsored by a local art museum as the only home on the map. As I walk into work, reaching the corner of the side street, which I parked my car, Kristina's yard gleams with color. At first, I head with haste. I always like to gamble with more time than I have, but then something catches my eye. Sticking out from patches of color, a tall purple ball hovers above the rest. I slowly walk around the perimeter of the garden and take it in my hand gingerly. The purple in this flower has a striking resemblance to my hair. I note, inhaling, taking it all in. A piece of my experience is this flower, and a piece of this flower's experience is in me. We are but an infusion. I sink deeper into my appreciation of my experience through this flower. I am thankful for the rain that preceded this day, nurturing this garden to its fullest, brightest colors. I'm thankful for all the worms beneath the surface, nourishing my flower friends. I wonder if there's a whole colony. How beautiful it is to be a part of such an intricate system.
Are you complete?
I'm complete, thank you.
All right, would you like feedback?
Sure.
Should I go?
Sure.
Ali, I love the way that you started with the flower. When was the last time I sniffed the flowers? Oh, it was just this morning. And then it was the journey from the car through the garden into the house, feeling of the bustle of the house, the busyness of the house. And then my eye went to the screen and I noticed that you've got emergence above your head.
Yeah.
And that really was like, wow. Oh, okay, emerging, of course. Okay, well, there. Oh, wow, okay. It just was like, because that whole emergence concept, that was the word I thought anyway, is so vast and so non-specific. And your writing is very specific. Again, inviting me into your life moment by moment, what you're doing, what you're physically experiencing in those moments. And then also ending with the flower. And I was kind of off on the journey. I'm not even sure if it was meant to be the same flower, but what I got was that you were about really appreciating the garden, and that the garden needs to be nurtured, and then the flower nurtures me was the end, which I thought was really wonderful, because you've been in a complete circle there, starting with sniffing the flower and appreciating the flowers in the garden and everything, and then the flower nurturing me. It was like a circle of resonance, like a love resonance, really, like around the hub, which is more specific. Your story was more specific, but it was held by a resonance, if you get what I mean. I don't really know what I'm saying, it's just coming out. So I hope that was helpful. I'm complete.
Thank you, Sue. I'll go. Ali, it was so fun to hear about your day, and that it included this journey that we're on together and things we experienced together, and like to compare, because I was part of that, right? That was like when Henyu and I were sitting down for our breakfast, and you came in, and like what I felt inside of my body as you were doing that versus what you felt inside of your body, it was really powerful to experience your insides. It just, again, it brings more joy into my own personal experience, and it brings more sense of the divine into all of that was going on, that my perceptual system wasn't noticing, and yet there it was, alive and emergent and just really stunning. yeah, you just brought me into your perceptual field in a way that has moved my heart.
Thank you.
I love Allie. I'm complete. Bernadette, do you want to go next?
Yes, I will try. Ellie, for me, it was as like time was going slower, but slower is maybe not the right word. Time was directed by you instead of as we are always dealing with time, but in this case, through the story of your experiencing and also the sharing that Kristina plays a role in it, then two worlds are coming together this day, this morning. I understood in observing, in this case, a garden, which holds the attention of all the hours of attention already given to it. And then your attention came and increased that energy field. So again, it's something so common and daily connected to the mysterious, beautiful life force behind life. And yeah, I enjoyed it very much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So, Allie, thank you for the opportunity to sniff you. And so, as I continued to, what I went to was in the zone. I was just smelling you. And what I was smelling is just this beautiful flower, and she had like all of these these various colors, and the colors were just so vivid. And the more I inhaled, the more I could smell, and the more but then what I realized is you have so much smell and so much more. And so I'm just going to say, I invite you to release any restraints of you just exuding, the radiant smells that you have, that you carry, because I just really look forward to receiving more of your writings, as well as really experiencing more of your writings. So whatever it is, allow yourself to just really blossom without restraint, because I just, the smell that you gave me was a very interesting journey. Thank you.
Thank you. That gives me, that's fun feedback. That gives me some creative stuff to work with.
Yeah, you inspired that. So thank you.
Allie, do you want to say anything else before we complete?
I thought that part of this experience that was really cool was seeing the morning from your perspective, and coincidentally having that be what I also wrote about, and our stories reflecting, but not even mentioning each other. But we were both very present for that, and like in our own moments, and then they connected through this. And I think it it's the fusion, it's the patterns, it's the universe. It's lovely. It's just
Allurement.
yeah. And now I'm all excited about how I smell. So thank you.
Thank you, Allie. All right, Sue.
Okay.
Today.
What is true love? I never really knew. Warm and caring, overbearing. What of substance? Just too elusive, out of my control. I dreamed of finding love I could rely on. That became my goal. Always looking outside of me. Family, friends, things and places never seemed enough. But now, from me to we, in Homo Amore, I found the courage to let the past outside impression go, awaken and feel my soul, open my heart and make a new start. And I found true love inside my heart. Reconnected to my soul, now she's guiding me. Powered by my love for the real and whole me, I have discovered I am divine. I let my shine, enabling others stuck in doubt to recognize their own divinity and let their light flow out into our infinity, united in a glow. That's it. I'm complete.
Thank you very much, Sue. Would you like feedback? Was that a yes?
Oh, sorry. Yes, please.
Yay.
Hi, Sue. I enjoyed your writing. It really flowed like poetry, honestly. It felt like a poem. And how you answered with a powerful question when you start, what is true love? It's like, ooh, what is true love? Warm and caring, overbearing. You kept a particular rhythm in your piece as well, that it was like poetry, like, ooh, yeah, keep describing it. What's up? And I love how you ended into, I have discovered I am divine, and let their light flow out into our infinity. I think that those are both really lovely statements, and they show a certain expansion that I connected coming from love. And that sticks with me. So thank you.
Thank you, Allie. And more?
Thank you, Sue. What your writing inspired for me was seeing you as this little universal child, spreading these sparkles of poetry. It was just very melodic, poetic, and just a beautiful journey as I followed you along. And then I went into this world of, as I was following you, you were this child who was just like sprinkling stardust, magical dust, and just affecting all and igniting everything that you interacted with, or just you were even creating on the moment. It was a very interesting and vivid world that came forward through your writing. What I experienced from you is layers. Your words were saying one thing, but at the same time, the visuals that were coming, being birthed from these words, were very enjoyable to journey with in the way you wrote. So thank you very much. Does that make sense?
Totally, and more actually. Yeah, totally. Well, when I feed back, I'll tell you why.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Bernadette?
Yes. Well, Sue, this writing of yours brings an aspect in which, how long do we know each other? Just few moments, isn't it? But in those moments, there has happened a lot. And you became a very interesting woman to me, in a sense of, at the one hand, so directly expressing without thinking too much, but whap, and then you are very accurate in this kind of quality. On the other hand, I now discovered, to me, it felt more vulnerable, is the whole issue, and so honest. In your own words, it's opening a field for me to share with you. That brought your text to me. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Bernadette.
It's beautiful. Sue, yeah, like I'll reiterate a lot of what you said, Bernadette. It's like the little bit of time that we've known each other, and there I was really feeling your lifelong relationship with what is true love, and your unfolding as Homo Amore Universalis, where you're looking, you're living into love as something outside of yourself, and how you're deepening that question into something inside of yourself, and it I feel strengthened by having your experience inside of my body now. So I appreciate you for sharing all that you shared. What is true love? I dreamed of finding love I could rely on. Looking outside myself, I've discovered I am divine. I am complete. Sue?
Well, thank you, everyone. Yes. I actually struggled in the beginning because I really knew what I wanted to write, and then I felt it, and then my head came in and said, but you can't start like that because everybody on this journey is already way beyond that point, right? That my head was telling me that, you know, we've all moved, we're all in a position now where we know that it's all about our inner love for ourselves, it's about heart and soul. And then it was like, I'm so glad I did just do it, because I felt like, it was funny because then Amor said about child, I felt, I'm like this child. This is we're the students here are way beyond that point, right? But then I just needed to do it because it's the context of who I am, and it's true. And I only started to discover the inner love really in the last 15 years. I mean, I'm 60 years old, but it's not really been able to deeply manifest in me until really moments, yes, but just these last couple of months. It's like the time is right on this journey collectively, and I could not do it alone because I had too much doubt. And so it's amazing because over the years, you know, I've really tried to believe that, love myself and do all these things and do all these workshops and follow all these gurus. But it just didn't feel right. It didn't feel authentic until very recently on this journey that we're sharing. And it means so much because it's shifting my whole perception of everything, which is just massive. And yeah, I love all of your feedbacks. They mean a lot to me. And when Amor talked about the child going around sprinkling, I've actually been told by many people who've read me in the past that they see me as this sort of preacher, because I do not share about specifics in my physical life, because I guess they're not important to me. Maybe they should be. But I do feel like I believe I come from Venus, and I go around with this little wand, sort of dusting people over, touching people and lighting them up. But that concept couldn't exist until I could light myself up. So it always seemed like, okay, people are telling me this about myself, but how can that be? Because I'm not lit up and I can't give what I haven't got. So now it's come full circle. And I really love what, I know I'm just over time, but I really love what Bernadette started as well. That's saying that, we don't really know each other, but we do, because it's in a whole different resonance, like Ali mentioned, and, it's a deeper connection than the obvious. And I'm really, really grateful to be here with all of you. So thank you.
Thank you. And I'm going to take your writing in the comments to give a little teaching about the unique self theory and Barbara's notions also. So integrating the wheel of co-creation and Mark Goffney's work with Barbara's work. All these selves, we're always integrating them. It isn't about getting somewhere. That is an idea that is very popular in the ancient wisdom traditions, but we are all these selves all the time. And the integration of them, bringing them all together here, the separate self, the false self, or Barbara calls it the local self, the true self, the unique self, the evolutionary unique self, and the future self. All of them come into this dance all the time, and they're all invited. So, and I think that the work we're doing shows that so beautifully, because as each of us have had pain, we all feel into each other in that place even more, and it allows all of us to move forward in our lives. So bravo to each of us for sharing at all of these levels, and I just so deeply appreciate you. And we will complete by giving appreciations. So just a short appreciation. I think just kind of focusing on this writing container for today will be great to do that. The appreciation I'll give is, I couldn't do this without Ali, and like what we have here for my photography with the background and the prompts. Ali put that together, and Ali, just your writing is so fun to come along with you and grow with you, and so I appreciate that support to make all this happen. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm gonna say something similar in the way that I really appreciate that through this experience, you've given me a tool to deeper resonate these dharmas with, really, to put them in my life through experience. And contemplative writing has really been a powerful tool for that. And so thank you for giving me the opportunity to help that grow.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
I really appreciate all of you, because without all of you, this wouldn't have happened. And I'm very thankful to you, especially Kristina, for being the portal for this sacred space of writing and sharing and experience. So thank you.
You're welcome, Amma. Thank you. Bernadette, you want to go?
Yes. I would like to appreciate all of you for sharing so much beautiful insights and feedback and reflections. And I would like to appreciate Amor especially, because I couldn't find the words because it was too quick after my own story. to have a real, honestly feedback on yours. So I would like to have a transcription, if possible, for instance. But I will hear you the next time very well. And I like very much your presence. I am curious about your background. Yeah, so specific and strong. So, yeah, that's what I would like to say to you.
Thank you, Bernadette.
So, yes, just always lovely to be here. I'm so glad that I did this. I really am so glad. It's really making a difference in my life. And, well, I couldn't do it without you, and I'm really enjoying it. And it's lovely to see you so clearly there, Bernadette, with your black cat. And I would like to also agree with what you just said about Amor. This is a very amazing presence here. It's really, she has big energy, and I'm also very curious to get to know more. So I hope, Amor, that you will be with us next week. Anyway, whatever. I'm really looking forward to next week already. So have a wonderful week, everybody. Thank you, Kristina and Ali.
Thank you. Let us bow to close. And in terms of the listening to Amor again, you know that we send out in the email the recording. And you can listen to it. But if you wanted to reach out to Amor too, you certainly can do that. Right? Okay. Blessings, everybody. Have a beautiful week and look forward to seeing you next week at noon Central Time from Madison, Wisconsin.
Thank you, Kristina.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
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 Bye.